What is good, y'all, SGG family? It's your boy SmooveGotGame here, back with another Reds rebuild, baby, and it feels so good to finally be at, I guess you could call it the halfway point of the season. Pretty close. I mean, probably a little afterwards, but it's All-Star Weekend, baby. The time to highlight some of our very best from the team, both at minor leagues and the major leagues, as we will be running through every type of All-Star game today, the Futures game, the Major League All-Star game, the AAA, AA All-Star games, and the Home Run Derby, as well as getting through the rest of the month of July, as these 1, 2, 3, 4 next 4 opponents are all cupcake. And when I say cupcake, I mean that they're below 500, so we're not going to pay too much attention to them. As I mean, right now we're up here top dogs in the league. Not even just in the or in the division, but also in our conference as far as the National League. And then in terms of all of Major League Baseball, I think we have the second best record behind the Phillies in all of baseball right now. So we're not worried about under 500 teams right now. But give us a nice little moment to take a break and see what the youngsters got here today. And how we'll get that started is with the NL versus AL Futures game, and seeing if we have any participants this year looking to make a big scene, big splash, and put themselves on notice, as they will be playing in good old Minute Maid Park out in Houston. It looks like the only person we have playing here today will be Chase Petty. He was the only person to make this Future game. I was kind of surprised that Anderson didn't make it. I thought he might be able to make it, but maybe you got to be in the league for a certain amount of time or have a certain overall to be at this point. I mean, he is at 72 overall in form of Chase Petty. And as far as other starters go, he was the lowest ranked starter too. So maybe that has a factor to do with it. It's overall, not only just how good you are or how good your potential is, but how good you are currently. So Chase Petty, the only person that we have going into this Futures game. So we will be getting kind of a little play lock experience here with him. As I mean, he'll only pitch 2 innings here, but this could be a good chance to put himself on notice, see what he's really got, and maybe he makes it to the major leagues sometime soon. I don't know. He's had an up and down career. I mean, AA, he was starting to ball, so we moved him up to AAA, and at AAA he's been inconsistent, been okay here recently. I think he's actually on a hot streak right now, so he's had a pretty good last couple of starts. If you remember back in the day when they actually used to track hot and cold streaks for your my player, you had to have 3 good starts in a row just to be considered that. So I'm going to just assume the last 3 starts have been pretty good for him, and he's done his thing. His ERA is dropping steadily. Win-to-loss ratio is pretty good, and strikeouts is getting there. Now here in this start here, with 2 outs, we get our first base hit of the game. 8 pitches into it, and we're going to bounce back against Ronald Garcia. Running at first base, 1-0 count, and he gets him to pop that fly ball pretty deep, but not even going to touch the warning track, as he'll get out the first inning of work. So good job facing off against some of the other AL stars that could see themselves on American League rosters next season, possibly. And he's showing that he can pitch pretty well to him. Jordan Walker, remember that name. I'm just going to let you guys know that right now. Remember the name Jordan Walker. But he gets a base hit off Chase Petty, and he ends up at first base. 1 out, 1-0 count to Oswald Peraza. And that is a grounder over the shortstop to second base to first for the double play, and that'll go ahead and wrap up his day here, as the AL Future still end up beating us 2-0 there in the bottom of the 9th. Almost no offense here today. He's really showing how strong the pitching staffs are of these major league rosters, but Chase Petty did his thing in his 2 innings of work. Now we move on to the next item on the All-Star Weekend checklist, and that is the Home Run Derby. We got Max Muncy, Corey Seager, Cedric Mullins, Ronald Acuna Jr., Descar Hernandez, Mike Trout, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Brian Reynolds. So no, we did not have any participants in this. Joey Gallo and Rafael Devers both were just shy of the cuts. Devers actually is on a pretty good home run streak right now, so if he had got on it a little bit earlier, probably could have seen himself here. But unfortunately, we will have no participants in this, but it should be good, nice, fun to see who wins this out. So I figured we'd go ahead and check it out anyway. As we skip to the finals, is Ronald Acuna Jr. versus Mike Trout, 4th seed versus 6th seed, and Mike Trout just dropped a 15-piece to start everything off. So Ronald Acuna Jr. will have to go out there and crush 15 of his own, and he needs 16 to win, but 15 to at least tie it. So we'll come here with only 45 seconds left, and he's needing 3 home runs to go. Doesn't have bonus time, as he hasn't hit 2 home runs, 440, but that's a big swing going out to left field towards the wall. Gone, 443. So now he just needs 1 more to tie with 27 seconds left. Can he do it? That ball is up. Pretty much same part of the ballpark, the deepest one. And that's out of here too on the top of the wall. Not enough for bonus time, but we are tied. And that's a lazy fly ball Probably actually could have been a home run if it was fair. But it looks like he might have time for 2 more swings as he tries to go ahead and clutch this up and win it here at the buzzer. This is the deepest part again where it kind of shades back. I don't even know if he would have got it if it were slightly over. So last swing, that's too low of a line drive to hit out to left field. And we'll have to go to OT. So 15 home runs between the two of them. But Mike Trout is still alive in the tiebreaker here. 60-second swing off, no additional time added. And if a tie remains, then we'll have to see what happens. But Ronald Acuna Jr., we're going to go right back to him with 30 seconds left in his turn. Mike Trout only able to hit 4 in his minute. And now Acuna Jr. needs 3 in 20 seconds. Can he get it? There's one. 16 seconds to go. We probably got about 3 swings to hit 2 home runs. And he's not wasting any time as this one's going to get out of here too because it took so long. This might be the last swing though. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Liner gets out of here as the time runs out. 391 feet, a line drive rope over that wall, and your home run derby champion. After having to square off against Mike Trout in the tiebreaker round, it will stay with the National League as Ronald Acuna Jr., the 4th seed in all of this. So I think that would mean he's like second on the home run leaderboards for the NL. He ends up walking away with the home run derby championship. So that was fun to watch. I enjoyed watching through that entire thing. Maybe next year we will have some participants in it because we still do have Rafael Devers under contract. So maybe next year he'll get to it. But as you can see here, the AA All-Star game is on the same day. So we'll be sprinting our way over to the field as Anderson Espinoza will be a factor into this. 6-4, 2.28 ERA in his first season pitching in the minors, as well as Lyon Richardson, the closing pitcher of ours, has been down at AA for the longest. 2.48 ERA, 1-6 win-loss record, which is actually way more than I want to see my closer have. But it is what it is. And then y'all remember how last year it was pretty much our AA team versus the other All-Stars? Well, we pretty close again. As you see, Brad Parks, TJ Hopkins make the starting lineup, but we also have David Chachin ending up making it as a third baseman, batting .291 this season, at .341 on base, .391 slugging, as he has 6 home runs, 26 ribbies, 8 doubles. He's been phenomenal this AA season. Johnny Tucker, even though he's cold, he makes it himself too as well. 10 home runs for him, and TJ Friedel also making it. So those are 3 extra guys on the bench, plus the 2 starters, plus our 2 starting pitchers, for a total of 7 total lookouts on this AA roster as we head into the AA All-Star game. And Espinoza was named the starter, and there goes some of his stats. 17 starts, 6-4 record, a .9 whip, only 68 strikeouts, so the strikeout stuff has to get better in 118 innings. But the fact that we only have 20 walks and 87 hits for a sub-1 whip is pretty impressive to me. And I think he could find himself up there with this, I wouldn't say September call-up, but I will say a spring training invite when we get to next season. Now, he will have to go up against Josh Soto. Here's his first person to go up to bat against. And the first pitch we see him throw will be that nasty breaking curve. That curveball has some amazing break to it. I've only pitched with him. I think this is my 2nd time pitching with him. But that curveball is so stupid. That curveball is dummy. It breaks a lot, and it's a great thing to throw off that 95-mile-per-hour heat as you see a strikeout get in there. And Coleman Perez coming right up behind him with the 94-mile-per-hour strikeout. And now we'll go ahead and let our bats loose. As Brad Parks is all the way at the top, the rest of our guys are at the bottom, so there will be a little bit of a gap between his at-bats and theirs. But Brad Parks also has not had a bad season. 242 average is pretty low. And the power hasn't been there like I thought it would be, but he's not a power guy, even though that's what I kind of want at my infield. But we'll see how the season progresses for him. Right now, 242 needs some improvement. Now back to Anderson Espinoza, our baby, our child here, our protege, the guy that's probably going to end up like Hunter Green, ending up at the major league rotation here in about a season or 2. As long as the development keeps looking nice. As he goes and gets a grounder over here, gets his 2nd out. He'll only have 1 more batter to face. This is Luis Medina. 0-1 count. Chops this one over the ground to Chachin off that curveball. Told you can't hit it too hard. You're never going to get a chance. So 2 innings of work there. Got 2 strikeouts. Very impressed with it. Now we jump ahead to the bottom of the 6th. 1 out. Batting 6th in the lineup. Johnny Tucker. 230 on the season. Also, his average could go up, but at least the power's there with 10 home runs. I can't be too mad at that. As he chops this one foul. 2-1 count. Now as we skip ahead a little bit, swinging through the splitter on the hands. He's looking at a 2-2. Sandy Gaston, 23 pitches in. Will deal. Can't hit the changeup right down the middle. That's heartbreaking, as that could have been big. Now you got TJ Friedel as he lines this one up the middle. Four-seamer right back where it came from, as that's a base hit. Now 2 outs. TJ Hopkins maybe getting a chance to move his guy over. Bottom of the second, he will chop this one on the ground over to second base, who will take a knee and simply go to first. That'll be a nice quick out there. And we go ahead and see that Lyon Richardson will come in to relieve his starter. They're going to get him in first. 23 saves and 27 opportunities. That means he's also been coming in doing more than just saving the ball game. If he has a 1-6 record but only 4 blown saves, so got to work on that. I got to go talk to my AA manager and figure out why he's doing more than just saving the games. I understand you want to keep that arm loose, but look how loose it is right now. 2 pitches, 2 outs. My boy is very loose. Bottom of the or top of the third, 2 outs, 0-1 count here. As this is a fly ball. We'll get down in front of Friedel, but keep it to just a base hit. So now the runner's at first base. Let's see if he can clutch this inning out though. Josh Soto going back to the top of the lineup here. 0-2. Couldn't finish it off, but Hopkins will let it drop in front of him. That'll be another base hit. Xavier Warren up next. And he's got a chance to go ahead and score the SNA or SSA. I'm not South American Division's first run, as that is a fly ball for the final out of the third inning, though. And from this point forward, it will be strictly bats. David Chachin starting out the bottom of the third, as he was the only one left out of the park last inning. Batting .291, the best out of any of our All-Stars that made it here. And he'll have a chance with a 2-2 count to make something happen, as that is a liner towards short, but it will be gloved. Out number 1. Brad Parks up next. 0-2 count. Swings and misses too early at the circle change, so he'll go have a seat down. And we'll skip to the bottom of the 5th. Back to David once again. Nothing really happening for the other guys, but this is a base hit going out to left field that will get down with 1 out. And we'll bring Brad Parks up with a chance for his third at bat to maybe try to bring his teammate around. Evened up count here by Cutter Crawford. Left the 4-seamer up in the zone, but that will not go far enough, as that will be another out there for the bats. No runs coming up from that, but Johnny Tucker here with his team down 3-1. Runners at the corners, 1 out. And the first pitch he sees, he chops on the ground at first base, who will go over to second for 1. Back to the pitcher for 2. Double play. Ruined a chance to get some runs in there. That's not what I want to see from one of my players. I do not need to see you missing out on balls like that. As you hear, TJ Friedel, bottom of the third, he will take his walk. He will go over to first base, as that one will miss there. He said he went around. So David Chachin will come in 1 out after they say he actually went all the way around, and he will work a walk. So now it will be Jordan Adams, as Brad Parks did get subbed out. This time you only get 3 at bats, so everybody kind of gets subbed out at this point. So Jordan Adams will come in trying to score around our guys. This will fly out to right and get caught. So unfortunately, not enough there. We come back and get 1 more run, but the South will take this one over the North. And the double All-Star game will proceed to go downwards to the South. And we go back up now to the Major League roster. This is the big finale moment. We see who made it. Lucas Sims and Seth Lugo, the only 2 pitchers that we had make it. And which of our batters do you think got in? Rafael Devers is in there as a starter. Tyler Stevenson, of course. This is like his 3rd straight year of being a Major League All-Star starter. But is that all? Do we have any more coming off the bench? Mike Moustakas, did you slide in? He didn't slide in. We only got 4 guys going. But this is a big improvement. The very first season we did this, we had 1 guy that was Lucas Sims. The next year it was 2 with Lucas Sims and Tyler Stevenson. And now we've doubled that again. So every year we've doubled it. By that calculation, that means next year we should have about 8 All-Stars. No, it's not going to happen, but wishful thinking. We'll take 4 All-Stars. Not even going to be mad at it. And getting things kicked off for us in the top of the first, Rafael Devers batting 5th in the lineup. 2 outs, runners at the corners, facing off against Danny Duffy, making his All-Star game debut for the Reds. As he takes the first pitch, he sees perfectly into the right center field gap, and it will get out of here to the bullpen. Are you serious? In the All-Star game, first pitch is gone. 21st home, that don't count. 21 home runs on the season. If it did count, that'll be 22. But that's a great way to put on for the NL All-Stars here today. Scoring in Tatis and Soto, who, I mean, I try to get Soto on the squad. Well, you better tell your team to let you come over here. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for us when we were trying to make those trades because I wasn't trying to give no big pieces for that or no prospects. So, number 8 here, Tyler Stevenson in the top of the second. We weren't able to get any more runs there, but with 1 out, it'll be his first at bat. You know, he's nothing new to this scene. But he'll face off against Danny Duffy here too as well. 25 pitches through, just only an inning and a third. As a 2-2 count is a four-seamer going to get down in the outfield at the wall. So not exactly a home run like his teammate Devers, but still a very clutch 1-out double from Tyler Stevenson. Next up we have Trevor Story, trying to maybe bring him around as that's a circle change that'll get hit towards the outfield and get gloved in for the final out of the second inning there. So nothing much. Rafael Devers trying to make something else happen. Chops it up the middle. The shift is there, though, to glove it and get him out at first base. We got our first pitcher appearance here. Seth Lugo coming in the bottom of the third. Trying to make something happen against Kyle Tucker here, showing why he could be an all-star too as well. With that slow windup. I'm sure, how is that not a balk? He freezes mid-throw, he freezes. Why is that not a balk? But 2-2 count here. 5 pitches in after a foul tip. And now the ball will be lofted up towards Dickerson, who will go in for the catch. Shift maybe working out a little bit that time. Still probably would have been caught in normal position. And next up, we got Cedric Millens. 1 out, 1-2 count. Watches the curveball freezing him upstairs, as that was an easy strikeout to start off the game here. 2 outs. Corey Seager's up next, 1-1. And he pops this one up over to Devers, who will range back, take it in the shallow outfield. And that'll do it for Seth Lugo. Nice inning of work there, very strong. And following right behind him, we got Lucas Sims. 29 saves, 32 opportunities this season. A 2.11 ERA, 57 strikeouts on the year, so not too bad at all. Yet another all-star game performance, or all-star first half performance from our star closer. Now, bottom of the 6th, though, runner at first base. He's got to make something happen, so he gets him with the slurve. Marcus Seaman up next, 1-0 count. He'll chop this one over to Devers, who will glove it quickly, spin around the short, the first, and he's got on. That's a nice double play there from Lucas Sims, and unfortunately there was no other action, though, to be talked about in this one. As we do come away with the victory as the National League squad, 7-3. And we did our thing, man. That 3-1 home run was very clutch, got the bats going, and we finished out with 7 runs overall against the American League, and we really showed them which side of the conference is better. So a very strong game here from our guys. Rafael Devers actually ends up with player of the game, 1 for 3 in that 3-run home run, as well as Tyler Stevenson went 1 for 3 as well, despite striking out too. But he had a pretty strong outing too as well for him, and I was really impressed with our pitchers really going out there and showing exactly why the Reds are a very, very strong team. Lugo, 1 inning, and then they followed up with Sims a couple innings later, as they both ended up giving hits up, but also got their strikeouts in. Now, moving things along to what I understand is probably the most confusing thing to me, the AAA All-Star Game. I would think the Major League one would be the last one on the table. I think the two should be probably flipped and just give the Major Leagues one more day off, like push the schedule back 1 day. That's just me. I feel like that would work better. But for whatever reason, they have the AAA All-Star Game here after the American League one, or the Major League one. So not going to be too mad at it. We're at Oriole Park, and we will be player locking this time because we have 2 All-Stars. It's Jake Bauers actually ends up being one, but he's on the bench. So I decided to just go with the player lock for Albert Amora Jr., and I'll just hop into Jake Bauers at bats if he gets any. But he's had a great season this year, hitting .314 down at AAA. I remember we tried an experiment bringing him up because his stats looked like he could do it. 55 power, 64 contact, 79 vision. He's not bad. He's above average in a lot of categories, even in speed and fielding. So we try to bring him up to come off the bench as he swings and misses through that full count pitch. But he'll come up bottom of third, first and second, 2 outs. First pitch he sees, he lines this one into the outfield. That's going back into left field. It'll get down and bump up against the wall. Outfielder still is not yet to pick it up, so we'll bring the second runner around too as well. Throw will go to the plate, not in time. 2 RBI double from Albert Amora Jr. to help out this East squad, get their lead back up 4-2. But like I was saying, we tried to bring him up for a little bit. Coming off the bench, it didn't really work out. The average wasn't really there, what I thought it would be. But with how he's performed this season at AAA, expect a spring call-up. Right now, my 2 favorites for call-ups are him and I think Jake Bauers. So the 2 guys that made the All-Star team are my 2 favorites right now to make those springtime call-ups when we get to bring 2 people up, just to help out the bench just a little bit more. as I think our rotation is completely full, honestly, even in the bullpen. So we'll probably bring those two up. I like the over 300 average, and maybe he's ready now. Maybe he just needs a little bit more seasoning down at AAA. Need to get a full season in, and we'll see what he does with his spring training invite next season. As this past season was pretty poor too, but making an all-star team, nothing to slouch at. So we will go ahead and let him have that. Here today, we did, as you can see, Jake Bowers never came into the game, but he went 1 for 3, 2 RBIs and a strikeout for Almora Jr., having a double on the day and really helping his team propel forward. Got them the lead, so you can say he was the, winning runs. He helped provide those. But now that we're back in the main menu, things get hectic. Ty France to the Phillies for the Mariners. 2 prospects here. A closing pitcher that's actually 73 overall, so might be pretty good. Andres Nunez, and then Robert Brooks too as well. Probably has high potential for some pick like that. But things get hectic because we start getting offered trades like a mug as we come up on this trade deadline the next couple weeks. And you'll see all the different ones that come up and if we make any moves. But here, an 11-0 shutout victory for the Reds against the Washington Nationals. His offense was alive. 13 hits total as a team. Here you see a couple of 3-hit days for Devers and Gallo. Devers and Gallo both had 2 more home runs. 3 RBIs for Devers, 6 for Gallo. I don't know how he was able to get more RBIs hitting behind Devers' home runs, but it is what it is. And the Screwball with the complete game shutout there for him. The next day, we went 1-0. This time, Hunter Green, 10 strikeouts and 8 innings of work. They brought Sims in to save it up, though. Didn't let him go for the complete game shutout, but that ERA is still low. Now, here goes the first trade offer of this period against the Yankees. They're going to give me Anthony Santander, a right fielder, which right field is pretty weak for us. I'm not going to lie. B potential, 29 years old, but they want Mike Moustakas. Mike Moustakas has been hitting so many bombs. I don't even care that his age is old. He's regressing. We do have him on a 2-year contract, so who knows what it'll look like next season. But that means I have to try to re-sign this dude back. And his power is okay up there, but only 6 home runs this season, 257 average. I know he's only had 136 at-bats, but why would I trade that from a guy that's giving me almost 20 home runs? Probably will finish over 20 home runs and batting 280 right now, even with himself regressing. Still doing those amazing things and hitting just as a DH. I didn't think this trade made sense for me, so I went ahead and declined that one. We win the first game there against Pittsburgh on a 3-game winning streak before losing, and Luis Castillo is finally uninjured. So this is what I was talking about when I said our rotation was a little bit full, and we'll go check that out in a second as the Blue Jays offer us a trade. And look who it is. Remember I told y'all to remember that name? Jordan Walker, who we saw in the Futures game. A potential 21 years old, 70 overall. And they wanted to trade him up over to us. These attributes are looking nice. I like where everything's at. I like the home run potential that he has. 17 runs, 56 RBIs down at AAA is not bad at all. But they want Jesus Aguilar. Now, if he was producing those numbers at the major league level, I probably would have let this one fly easy and just had him play first base, or Mike Moustakas play first base, or Devers play first base. Because, Jesus Aguilar had 19 home runs, 49 RBIs, batting 260. But it's the fact that he did that at AAA and not the majors that I was like, I don't want to do that trade. But that trade did intrigue me. The fact that you guys are willing to give up something like that. Let me see what I can possibly get for Jordan Walker. So I tried David Chacin and Josh Gomez. Chacin is playing very good for us right now. Jordan Walker is younger and better. And then I'm looking here at Brad Parks, 21 years old. Like I said, he's underperforming, batting 240s. The power hasn't really grown. I haven't seen too much progression out of him. He's only 63, so I think it would be an upgrade. We also throw in Josh Worth, who also has been underperforming a little bit. And we have Anderson Espinoza. So I felt like, he was the future, and I feel like our rotation is very good as it is. And we have a lot of guys fighting for spots. Might as well get somebody up out of here for the team to get better, and that actually works out. So we end up with Jordan Walker on the team, and he can see himself with a spring training invite next season too as well. And this is why I said it's full. We have 2 starters up here that aren't even in the rotation. Anderson Espinoza still has to get up here. Chase Petty still has to get up here. I can't remember the name of my other starter off the top of my head, but he actually is a major league starter that we just moved down just because there were no room. We have, a buku amount of starting pitchers that we're just going to have to find room for at some point. Not sign guys back, maybe look for some trade targets. We'll have to see. But right now we're in the middle of our best season yet, potentially going to the World Series, so I'm not making any trades. Angels try to trade me here again for Jesus Aguilar. I'm not going for it unless he's putting up similar production. Rays try to come back with another offer here. Ryan Yarbrough once again for Jesus Aguilar. And this whole time I honestly was wondering, I was like, what is going on? Why does everybody want Jesus Aguilar so bad? And why are they offering me these bums? Like, I don't need another starter. My rotation is packed out. The Royals come back. Jordan Yamamoto, starting pitcher. I don't need any more starters. Unless you coming in with like a sub-2 ERA as a starter and you've actually been performing good, There's no reason for me to make these trades. My starting rotation is good. Now this one's for Kyle Farmer, who we don't really use that often anyway. Coming off the bench is probably the most used out of some of our other guys. 20 games here, 247 average. But like I said, my starting rotation is just too full right now for me to think about having 3 starting pitchers in the bullpen. Why would I do that? Y'all can let me know down below if you guys would do that. If y'all would have let that trade fly, let me know down in the comment section down below. But I'm not. And then here it goes again. Ryan Yarbrough. This time they want Max Sherrod. Once again, somebody on the bullpen or somebody in my lineup I'm not using, but my bullpen is full. So here I finally go to my trade book. I'm like, yo, what is going on? And I see Jesus Aguilar is here. I was like, oh yeah, let me take him off. That was before when he was struggling. Now he's actually turned it up a little bit, so I don't want him. I don't want Gallo on there no more. Actually, I keep Gallo. I did keep Gallo on there just because his average was low, and I was, just in case I get something extremely good though, like Juan Soto for Joey Gallo type of thing. Now I take off all my other positions of seeking, so that way I'm in just the middle infield / third base area, so that way I'm getting people to come off the bench that can play infield. That's basically what I was looking for. Now here we go into the final series of the month against the Cubs. Little critical situation here though. Down 3-2, runner at second base. We're trying to get this walk-off victory here. AJ Minter on the mound, facing the all-star Rafael Devers. And the first pitch he sees, you might want to be careful when you throw that cutter, my boy, because that was almost taken out, and so was that one. If he just sat back a little bit longer, we almost had 2 home runs. Now a full count here, as he'll line this one into the outfield. Jay Allen's 86 speed, not enough to beat this throw to the plate. I didn't want to test it. Look at that, on a rope, so I'm glad we didn't. Now we got runners at the corners, no outs. Now they want me to pitch run here. I'm thinking, okay, he could potentially be the winning run. It might be worth it. So we go ahead and look at Ahmed Rosario. I'm still getting his name down. With 90 speed, he can actually play in the infield just in case we have to go back out there. Hopefully we don't swing the order back around to Devers, because Devers can end the game on one swing. But we go ahead and go with Rosario with that 90 speed and see what it can do for us. Joey Gallo will be up next, though, to face off against AJ Minter. And the first pitch he sees, he chops on the ground. And that will get into the outfield, too, as well. Base hit, runners at first and second. And we have a tie ball game here in Cincinnati. Facing off against the division opponents, trying to bury them in the division. So that way there's no even hope for them to come back. Trying to get them eliminated. As Cesar Hernandez flies this one deep, just shy of the warning track. But that 90 speed is going to get the chance to move up. And we still have an opportunity for a double play. Now look at this. On the season, Doug Ranger's grounded into 10 double plays. They show me on the second pitch of the at-bat. Not the first pitch, but after he's 1-0. And what does he do after that? Grounded to third base, to second, over to first for a double play. They jinxed my man with the commentary. And unfortunately, we get out of that without being able to get a run in now. Extra inning runner still at second base. As we're in the top of the 11th, Seth Lugo is in, trying to finish out another inning of work here. As we get that one on the ground and get him at second base. So 2 outs, runners at third. That's what you want if you're the defensive side. Not to get him to move it up early, and that strikeout comes up with a 93-mile-per-hour heater by the eyes. And now it's back to us to try to win this ball game. And I'm looking at my substitutions because we got Doug Granger out there. And I'm looking to see if we have any more speed. And we do have Victor Robles, who actually does play in the outfield too as well. So I go ahead and make that switch. I go for the plus 10 in speed here with the 61 to 71. That plus 10 could mean the difference between a sac fly or a grounder that wins us this ball game. Now Moustakas is down 0-2 already. He'll chop this one on the ground over to second base. Slow roller, so the runner will have time to move up. And now he's at third base with 1 out. This is what the offense wants now. Jesus Aguilar, 0-1. He goes for a bunt. Doesn't get it. Now we're in a crucial situation. 0-2. You cannot afford a strikeout here. Chops this one on the ground. We're lucky he made contact. Second baseman won't even go home. Mistake by the Cubs. He didn't even attempt to try to go home to get the out. He goes to first base, even though the ball game ends anyway. And that's exactly, I'll take it. Give me a victory anyway. We can take it. We will win the first game of this Chicago Cubs series 4-3. Great job there by the team, man. 10 hits overall. Tyler Stevenson down there going 2 for 4 again. Aguilar going 0 for 5, but having the clutch run RBI that ended up winning this ball game for us. As we were able to do our thing. Tyler Mahle, 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, getting that ERA even lower with the 4.4. Jordan Hicks blowing his 5th save of the season, though, giving up an earned run there as we had the lead giving it to him. So we'll go back into things here. Finishing up last couple of days before the trade deadline. Y'all think we're going to get any more trades? Got a couple people come off injured reserve, and there go the Royals again. They want to give me a third baseman this time, Santiago Espinal for Kyle Farmer. deep potential, 71 overall, 29 years old, and hasn't played at the major league level, has been at AAA this entire time. I'm a pass. Yep. Go ahead and get him up out of here. We do not want that. I tried to go look for some moves that I could possibly make as far as getting some people on our bench. There was just nothing interesting out there that we can make a move for that wouldn't like require me giving up some prospects or some future capital or some of our good players. So I just went ahead and said no. Like, I was trying to do bench for bench player. Nobody was going with it. Now here, Josh Fan Mentor, I was looking at it at first. Now I do see he is at AAA, 76 overall though, B potential. But then the thing that caught me was the fact that, you know, I'm looking through all this and I'm trying to make a decision, and I go back and I see IL injured list, and if you saw it earlier, it says 4 to 5 months torn MCL. Why the heck did they offer me this trade? I low-key feel disrespected. I feel severely disrespected by this Marlins team. I should smack them through the computer screen. No, go ahead and hit the like button down below. One like, one slap for the Marlins GMs because they offered me that booty cheek trade. Now you see there we win the game 2 there, 10-3. And there's only one game left in the Cubs series. We're going to sim through that too as well. Nick Lodado getting the victory there as we win 4-2. Let's come back and check this 10-3 victory out. 12 runs scored, or hits coming in on this one with 10 runs scored. A very good game. India and Allen both actually hitting home runs. It's very rare when we see Jay Allen actually get a couple of home runs. Devers 3 more RBIs in his RBI race with Joey Gallo. And Hernandez, 6 innings, 107 strikeouts. Another strong start for him. ERA still below 2.5. And Castillo actually coming in for his second save of the season, trying to lower his ERA as well in a long relief situation with 3 innings of work. And in game 3, we came back and won 4-2 there. Granger hitting the home run. And Scoop Ball, 6 innings, didn't do enough to get the win, but gave up 1 run as Nick Lodado gets the win there. And we go check out the standings as we're 72-37. If you guys remember the first season, we had 73 wins. The second season, we had 76. So we're coming up on the series record for that. And you see the Phillies are still at 73 wins. And we're the only 2 teams that are in the 70-win time slot. So here it is again, 73-89. Followed the next year with 76-86. We have low job security right now because we haven't finished over 500. We haven't reached the postseason. My GM grade right now is a B though, with us having the chance to go after that. So next episode, that'll be what we focus on, getting win number 77. Also making a closer push to the playoffs and finally eliminating some of these teams up out of our playoff race and trying to clinch the division. Now, as we come and look at some stats here, we're going to end the video off. As we look at some of our hits leaders, home runs leaders, we have 4 guys over 100 hits. Devers at 134, batting 332 this season, and hitting for power. This is exactly what I wanted, an MVP type of season. 26 home runs, leading the team, leading us in hits, leading us in average. 24 by Joey Gallo. Moustakis, I told y'all he would hit 20 RBI, 78 and 76 from my top 2 guys. And Doug Granger, his season is almost comparative to what he did last year. 19 home runs, 50 RBIs with 2 months left to kind of topple those numbers down that he hit in his rookie year. So he's getting better day in and day out. So the RBI race is gonna be crazy. We'll see if anybody hits 100 or how soon it takes them to do that. And then batting average wise, like I told you, Devers leading. Tyler Stevenson's over 300 as well, with a couple guys hitting over 272 to follow that up. But Joey Gallo still with 121 strikeouts. We got to work on that. Devers is up there in doubles, up there in triples with 3 of them. And he's made his case to be, at least in my eyes, a potential MVP. 4.7 WAR, Stevenson at 3.5, and Doug Granger actually at 2.9 above Joey Gallo. So we're seeing improvement from all of our big pieces, all of our draftable pieces. If you remember when we drafted him, bro, I did not know he would be that good, and his overall was good enough to go straight to the major league level. And then, you know, since then he's blown up rookie of the year and gotten even better this season. I don't know if he'll ever be in MVP talks, but he will be a solid starter and a star for us. Now going over to the pitchers, they performed good all season 2 as well. Tyler Mahaley's ERA slowly worked his way down. Hunter Green has impressed me since being up here. I remember when we tried a little experiment bringing him up in the past, and ERA was just way too high. It looks like he just needed a little bit more seasoning, and now he's ready. 134 strikeouts for Severino, but 123 for Hunter Green. Hernandez is over 100. Tyler Mahaley's over 100. So all the guys that have basically played all season over 100 and well over 100 ERAs is kind of high for our top 2 though. 413 and 414. We'd love to get that down a little bit. And the thing I look at the most here, game started versus quality starts. 11 out of 22 for Severino Mahaley, 12 out of 21 for Hunter Green, so slightly better, and then 13 out of 20 for Eliza Hernandez, even better than Green. So my CY Young for the team is Eliza Hernandez. Now 7 for 12 for Streak Skubal. He's been balling since he's been back. I'll give it to him. Like low-key, he probably could get it. He just doesn't have enough time. And then 6 for 11 here. That's why Hurst have Luis Castillo on the bench, but You know, what ain't broke, don't fix it. We ain't about to change up the rotation right now. I'm too afraid to do that. We are killing it, and we're doing great right now. I don't know if we're on pace to get 100 wins or anything like that, but we can see ourselves at 90. I can see us getting to 90 wins. You can see here guys leading in the top in WAR 2.7, 2.3 for Hunter Green and Eliza Hernandez. Strikeouts per 9. I love seeing my bullpen up here, 12 and 10. Severino at 9. Therese Ball at 9. Green is at 8.9. The walk per 9 ratios are low. The home run per 9 ratios are low. And I think from top to bottom, our team has progressively, we're getting better. Every single month is getting better than the last month. Let's just hope we peak at the right time in October. Let me say October. I want to peak in October. So that way we're winning that World Series trophy. You see 33 saves there for Lucas Sims too as well, 36 opportunities. But now I wanted to go look at some of the leaders. Rafael Devers is leading in hits. He's up there in a lot of other categories. Why I also will check out the awards later to see if he's up there for the MVP award. As you see, he was 4th there in home runs. If it were just a little bit farther back, he probably would have been home run derby. RBIs, he's 2nd. Stolen bases, he's not up there. Joey Gallo's actually up there on walks, despite having a lot of strikeouts too as well. Devers is up there though, 2nd for on base percentage. Slugging, he's at 3rd. Then we switch over to the pitchers. Not too many guys up here in the top ranks. I was mostly interested in seeing the strikeout numbers and save numbers. With 3rd in saves, Liza Hernandez is 3rd in ERA. Hunter Green is tied for 2nd in lowest amount of home runs allowed. So as a team, as a pitching staff, as a pitching rotation, I'm really proud of these guys. These guys are amazing. They're epic. They are everything I could have asked for this season. The only thing I would have asked for is our top 2 guys to have ERAs below 4, but hey, we're still winning a bunch. Imagine if they did have ERAs where I wanted them to. And you see here, Rafael Devers 2nd in the MVP voting behind Max Muncy. 6 less home runs, 10 less RBIs, but the batting average is significantly higher. So we'll see how that race goes and breaks down as the season goes on. He is leading for the batting title though, however. And a couple other awards here. Lucas Sims is 2nd for the saves, only 2 behind the leader. Hunter Green is 2nd in Rookie of the Year, just behind Zach Veen. I guess 282 and 12 home runs is better than what he's putting up, so we'll have to just keep letting him be great. Devers up there for the Hank Aaron Award. And then we're trying to see if we have any Gold Glove representatives here. Doug Granger's leading over Joey Gallo, as he has a perfect fielding percentage right now, 229, 5 assists. Jay Allen is actually leading his too as well. No errors for the season, which is, I guess, apparently rare. I thought getting errors in the outfield would be hard. But it looks like they're the only 2 dudes that actually start and play, stuff like that, that actually, end up doing and not getting any errors. Next up is the Silver Slugger. Pitchers don't win that no more, except for guys that play both sides of the ball. Devers is leading for 3rd baseman. And then the outfield, I didn't expect us to have anybody here, but Joey Gallo actually does lead for one of the outfield spots. So that's all we can ask for. So next time out, man, it'll be a race to 77. Wherever or whenever that happens, that'll be kind of where the episode will tone down. Right now, it'll be on pace for game 2 of the Padres series. But everybody here, kind of here on out, is dogs. They at least got positive records or are close in their division. There's a couple, little hiccups and goose eggs. You see the Cubs right there, but you see the Phillies right there too. I want to highlight that series as well before we get to the end of the, year, as we go ahead and try to close things out with August and September. So it'll be a race for 77. When we won game 76, we'll do a full game on whichever game is next. So let's say it takes us to the Dodgers series and it's Dodgers game 3. We'll play Dodgers game 3. If we lose and don't win 77, we'll hop in player locks until we get game 77. And then from that point, we will send whatever's left into the Philly series. Now, hopefully win 77 does not come in the Philly series. We really fell off if we can't get 4 or 5 more wins before we play the Philadelphia Phillies. And that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 16 different games. And that'll be the last series that we have against the Phillies. So we definitely want to highlight that one. So that'll probably be what the next 2 episodes consist of. Win 77 and then the Philadelphia Phillies series. So if you guys are excited and ready for that episode, you guys want this to come out more often, hit that like button, smash it. Make sure you guys are watching to the end of the videos and comment down below what you guys are thinking so far of the series. What are your favorite moments? Are you excited for the playoffs? What things are you not that excited about the series? What things I can improve on? But let it all be known down in the comment section. I love that feedback. So I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. It's me, boy GM Smooth, trying to save that job security. You saw it was low, but it looks like I might have turned this team around, man. Let's see if we can get a World Series ring. Catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.